everybody, Stacy Sutton here. My special occasion speech is an after-dinner story that I am sharing with a group of coworkers that I had just attended a big company meeting with. I'm telling them about my first experience flying, which happened to be the day before this meeting. So hey everybody, I hope you all enjoyed your dinner. It was really great meeting you all and finally putting some faces to the voices I've been hearing for a couple of years. I appreciate the fact that I was invited to come to this meeting to meet everyone and learn about some great stuff we're going to be doing for our Christmas season this year. I want to tell you about my very first experience flying, which happened to have been yesterday to come to this meeting. A couple of months ago when Rita asked me if I wanted to come, I was super excited but at the same time very hesitant to say yes. There were a couple of reasons for this. Number one, I have a terrifying fear of heights. Number two, I am extremely susceptible to motion sickness. And number three, she let me know that the flight would actually be taking place September 11th, 2002. So 1 year to the day of the September 11 attacks. For those reasons, I was a little bit hesitant to say, yes, sign me up. But Rita convinced me that everything would be fine and that I would probably actually enjoy flying, and it was a great opportunity and something I probably shouldn't pass up. So I did go ahead and accept the offer. So yesterday, before getting in the car with Rita to travel to the airport, I popped 2 Dramamines for my motion sickness. And on the entire way to the airport, Rita kept reassuring me that there was nothing to be worried about. She's flown several times and never had any issues. So by the time I got to the airport, I'm sure with the help of the Dramamine and Rita continuously reassuring me, I felt that everything was going to be just fine. We got checked in, we got our tickets, we turned our luggage in so they could put that under the plane. We head over to the security area where you have to pass through the metal detectors and such. And of course any carry-on items you have to send through the little x-ray machine. So Rita goes through the detectors first. Nothing happens, nothing goes off. Then I walk through the metal detectors and the alarms go off. And let me tell you, when the alarms go off at the airport, everybody in there stops and stares at you. So that was rather embarrassing. Dummy me had a pocket full of change, and I never carried change with me anytime. So I completely forgotten about it and didn't take it out of my pockets prior to walking through the machine. So I had to go back through, empty my pockets, and walk back through. And of course, at that point, everything was fine. While this was happening, poor Rita was chosen to be wanded, and it was a full-body wanding. Now, you all know that Rita is pretty conservative, and she turned every shade of red that you could imagine seeing while they were wanding her down. And of course, everybody in line to get through the security area was staring at us, so very embarrassing. When we got on the plane, got strapped in, I was super scared and I was actually saying a prayer, Lord, please help me get through this. We took off and everything was actually fine. I didn't get motion sick. Once we got to fly, cruising altitude, what the captain called it, or the pilot, whatever you want to call him. I was looking out the window, no issues at all. It wasn't scary. I wasn't afraid of being so high. So it was actually a very enjoyable flight. I loved seeing the clouds from the air. I loved seeing the all the grass and trees and things from the air is just amazing. So we get to the airport in Kansas City, and we are waiting for our baggage to arrive, and everybody else has picked up their baggage and gone on. We're still waiting. Finally, after a few minutes, we realize our stuff isn't coming. We go down and we make a claim, and we're told that we'll be called when they find our luggage. So we're sent to the hotel with no clean clothes and none of Rita's reports and things that she needed for the meeting today. A couple of hours later, we did get a phone call. They'd found our luggage. Everything was great. They sent it to the hotel, and poor Rita's luggage was soaking wet. Thankfully, the hotel had a dryer and they dried her clothes for today, but unfortunately, her reports and her handouts for the meeting today were ruined, hence her not having that stuff for you guys today. So, after Rita spent months telling me everything would be fine, we had a whole lot of things go wrong. Needless to say, Rita told me she was never going to fly with me again because I must have been bad luck, because she had never had a problem prior to me. Hope you all have a great night. and a safe flight home tomorrow.